Hello, welcome to Alora Essentials, and in this tutorial we are going to start building our website. In this video we are going to get things ready. We are still yet not going to jump into building the website directly, but we are going to get things ready in the software. The first thing we are going to create, the first page we are going to create is a styles template, right? Our home page is already created for us by the software, and then we are going to go ahead and then build our website. So let's add a new template. So we are saying temp. We are just telling the application what to do, and we are going to call it styles, right? And so we have it. Now see how we have background colors, right? We have a lot of background colors, and we have foreground colors and all those stuff. We have fonts that we are going to use. Now it's time for us to basically put all these things from the design in styles and actions so that we can work faster. We wouldn't want to come every time we add a text, we would have to add font size, change color. That's a whole lot of work we don't want to be doing once we are building our website. So the first thing that you would want to do after you have your designs and the fonts that you're going to use is to go ahead and create a styles template. All right, so let's double click on this to edit it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to, because our website is black, I'm just going to make the background black. But first let me add the node, and I'm going to go ahead and change the color and make it black. Right, remember I'm just going to press Ctrl S to save because there's no other element for me to click on it. Right, I can add another section, right? That's fine. Now let's get started. As I said, this is style guide that we are going to deal with. So first let's go back. We are going to be referencing our designs a lot, right? We are going to reference our design a lot. So let's go ahead and see what we are going to do. Now let's analyze this design very well. You can see the photographer text is white. Now the logo basically has a off-white color or close to yellow color that we are going to use. We are going to go ahead and deal with that. Now you can see the font size for all these huge fonts are the same. The font size for this one is different, the font size for this one is different, but the font size for this one is also different. So the first thing that we are going to deal with is we are going to deal with the fonts here. We are going to deal with the fonts because that's basically the things that we are going to deal with. This particular design doesn't have a lot of buttons, right? So probably we are going to change this into a button that is going to make the page a bit colorful, but it will depend on as we are building the website. So now let's get with the fonts. Let's get started with the font and the size of the font. So first we are going to deal with the text. We have the text here. Let's pull it. This is just a style guide, so we don't have to stress ourselves about what we do. Now what we are going to do is we are just going to emulate the text, right? Now let's start designing. Let's start putting there. Now because you've built it already, if you've built it, you can just go into the design application you used and just pick the values that you need, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and put in some values I think will be fine. Now this is a bit too small. If we look at our design, we can see it's quite big. Looking at this as the whole screen that we have here, you can see it's almost to the center of it by the design that was created. So basically we need to start increasing this font size. So I'm looking at 72 or 96, but for now let's try 72, and as I said, we didn't get it, so basically we are going to 96, and that solves our issue. Now we are going to change the font family that we are going to use. Let's look at the font family. So the font family that we are going to use, let's search for Poppins. Let's see if it works. No, this is extremely. Let's see Poppins Light. Poppins Light is not bad, right? That is not the exact font we used here, but as you can see, it's not bad. So we can use the same font because you can see the H and the A are a bit different, right? But it really doesn't matter, right? I choose to use this font. You can choose to use any other font that you want. Now we have this here. Now let's do a few more things before we go. Let's add line height to 98 and see. So what is line height? It's going to determine the distance, the space between lines, right? So let's go to the next and then type. Let's see. So if we have more text, how will it look like? We can use this one to gauge. Is it okay? Because when it gets to other screens or stuff, it's going to come down, right? And then we need to know if this is enough for us. So let's put this in here, right? And let's see if the line height works. Well, it's okay. All right. So we can just clear this and take this away. Now that that is done, let's add another text here, and then we are going to type in stuff. Now if we don't have content for our website, we talked in earlier versions that we can use ISPOM Lorem. I showed you how to go to the website and then generate ISPOM Lorem. We don't have time to type and we don't want to waste a lot of time. So in this particular tutorial, we are just going to be extracting ISPOM Lorem. Yeah, so we have a lot of them here. So let's just copy all this. And we are just going to need 2 lines, and let's just copy this. We are going to need 2 lines, and probably we don't have to come back here again. So now let's copy this, right, and then deal with it. All right, so now we have to work on the text. If we take a look at our design, we are still going back to our design. Most of the text that we have is justified to the right, and you can see most of the text is justified to the right. All of them are justified to the right. And then the line height, we can take a look at the line height. There's quite a bit of space between the text. That's what we need to take a look at, right? So let's go ahead and then do this. What I'm doing is for a reason. You'll come to find out. So 30 is a bit much. Let's make it 25 for the size, right? It fits perfectly. And then we are going to go to the line height. Let's increase it a bit. That fits also very well. And then we are going to text align this to the left, right? Now we are going to reduce the width of the text so that it can have this here. I think this works. So basically we have done a few things in this tutorial. We have created our text, and we are not done. We are going to create other things that we need to create. Basically we are done with this, and so let's just move on. Okay, so now we are going to look at our design. Let's try and find out what other things that we could do with our design. Come on now. All right, so we need to add this text, but you can see the logo has the same text here. We could have this as an image, but we've not created the image. We didn't extract this logo, and so we are going to use text to create our own logo in here. And this text, as you can see, is script text, and the size is quite huge. So we are going to do this, and then we are going to also do a text for the logo. And then basically we are done with the things that we need to prepare beforehand. All right, so now we can just duplicate this. Since we like the size already, we can duplicate this. Now that we've duplicated it, we can click on it and write Snaidu Wilson. All right, now let's go and look for a script text that we can use. So let's go to font family and let's look through our stuff. All right, so I'm not finding the font. So basically we could just upload fonts in here and then use them, but we could search for fonts online and use them. But I'm just going to use a font that I know that is going to just help. All right, so we have this. If we have this, then we need to reduce the font size because this is quite big. So the font size is going to go to 60. This works fine. Font size is going to go to 60, and line height also needs to reduce. that works. So we have our fonts here, and then we are going to use this for the same for our logo too as well. We are going to use this for our logo too as well. So I searched for a lot of fonts. I decided to change the font here because I wasn't getting that particular cursive font that I wanted. And as I said, there are a lot of fonts online that are free, you can download, and we have a video of how to actually upload your own fonts into the system and then use them. So let's just go ahead and then create the actions that we are going to need for this. So now this is where our colors come in handy a lot. This is where our colors will come in handy. So let's go ahead and look into our colors, and let's look for the fonts, the color of the font that we are going to use. Let's see if this is going to be a match for us. So we are going to copy it, and then we are coming to color here, and then we are going to put it in here. All right, okay. So when we put it there, we could change the color, let it go a little bit, right? Okay, so now that we have this color that we are going to use, the first thing you need to do is copy this and replace it in here, else you're not going to, anybody that takes this color is going to have issues with it. Takes this website is going to have issues. Now that we have this settled in, we have our colors settled in, we can check our backgrounds, we can check the different backgrounds. So let's go ahead and then copy one of the background colors and then put them there. So we copy this right here, and then we are going to put it in a background color, and this is going to stop in a few moments, right? Okay, and there's a color. That's okay. Yes. Now we are going to do another background color here. Let's test the colors and see what we have. The background color we are going to use is this one. Let's go in and then look for a lighter color for the background. This one. Okay, so we come in here and then we are going to put in the color like this. This is too light. This is not the color we are looking for. We are looking for subtle. The next color should be this one. So copy this. I come back here and then change the color, the background color, to this. And this is acceptable. We can use it. It's fine. So now this is our styles template. What we've done here is we've set our font sizes. We've set the color of the font, we've set the font family, we've set the line height. We also set 2 background colors that we are going to be using in the website. So now I'm going to show you how to create actions. So the first thing we would want to do is to click on this and then look at the things that we want to take onto every font like this. So let's go into this place. Right now we are not taking background color. What we are looking to have is our font family, right? So now we are going to pick text align. Okay, and we need to make sure that the text align is something that we like, because most of the text is put onto is aligned to the left. So we are going to select text align, and then we are going to select font family. It should be around here. There it is. All right, so note to self, we need to make this a searchable field so that it's easier for you to find them. But for now, let's go ahead and just deal with this. So we have color in here, we have the font family, we have font size, we have text align, line height. That's all we need to have here. Now the next thing we are going to do is save action. Now we are going to put the folder, the name of the folder or the collection we are going to be. So we are going to put the name of the website, okay, so that we know that this is for the name of the website. It doesn't mean that you can only use it for this website. You can use it for multiple websites, but this is relevant for this website. So we are going to put in, we are going to call it heading text 1. Submit. So we've created our action, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. We click on this, and then we are going to also deal with color. We are going to take font family, we are going to take font size, we are going to take line height, text align. This is what we need, right, to take for this particular one. And we are going to go ahead and save an action with the same name in the same folder we called photos, right? And we are going to go ahead, and in the first place we are going to put in the name that we are going to say body text. You can name it whatever you want. Then next we are going to select this one, and we have all these things selected already. That's what we need for now, so there's no need to change it. We are dealing with text for now, so basically we just select all that. Now we go ahead, and then we are going to save it as an action, and the action is going to have the photos, and we will have that to be extra text heading. Now you can name it so that you can remember what it is, so that it's easier for you to find, but I know what I'm doing, so I would remember that. But on a large website with multiple pages and multiple colors and all that, you need to name it properly. And the next thing we are going to go to is just deselect all these ones. We don't need them. What we are going to look for now is background color, because we just want this background color to be saved. So we are going to name it photos / background -color 1 to submit. Now we are going to select the next one here, and then we are still going to save it again, and we are going to say photos background color 2. Okay, so we are done. So now in this particular case, we have our actions available onto us, right? Our actions are going to appear here. That's the web style that we have here, and basically we are done with this particular tutorial. So in the next tutorial, what we are going to do is start building our website, because we have all the things that we have here. Now in the case where we want to add buttons and all that kind of stuff, we can create the buttons here and save them as a section style. That's one way to deal with it. Or we could also save them as an action, so that we are going to apply them to other parts of the website. Right now we don't need any button right now, so I'm not going to build anything like that. So we just end this tutorial here. In the next tutorial, we are going to look at how to build websites. So before we start building our website, and before we end the tutorial, let's see if what we did actually worked as it's supposed to. So in this particular case, we need to do a whole reload to show everything that we have done. But what I'm going to do here is just go back and come back to my design, and then we are going to see if everything works as it's supposed to be. Now by selecting this, I'm just going to go here and then go look for photos. So I'm just going to say background color 1. As you can see, it changes the background color. Let's say background color 2, it changes the background color. You know, that is easier to deal with than having to do all this all over again. Let's go ahead and use this. So basically we have our designs in here, and this is going to help us a lot, right? We didn't copy the text attribute, so it's not going to have the text, so you can just put in your text here, and it applies to text that you have already done, right? So it makes it very easy for you. So in the next tutorial, we are going to build our website, and then we're going to start building our website.